Hi, everyone. It's Jamie Broderick from Network Now and White Glove Publicity. And today I'm featuring two Inner Circle members. We have Terry Yeagle of The Moment Photography.
Hello.
Looking fine in her red. And Jeannie Ream of Fashion Jeannie.
Hi.
In the blue. And today we're going to be talking about professional style and image. So we brought in the fashion stylist and the professional photographer because you need to be on top of your professional style in person and online. Right, ladies?
Yes. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. So I want to also talk about how to tie in what you're wearing and how you look to your brand, because it has to make sense, right? So
yes,
if I'm online, type in all my edgier, casual messages, and then I show up in a really stiff, conservative suit all the time, it just doesn't flow. Right? Or if you are let's say you're in the health field, holistic health field, you want to kind of have that perhaps more natural feel to your style, not show up with like major makeup.
Yeah, it's bad.
Stiff hair. Yeah. So Jeannie.
Yeah.
Why don't we start something fun, like without trashing anyone? Perhaps like some top mistakes that you see people make and how to correct them?
Specifically to the industry, correct?
Sure.
Well, I see a lot of kind of what you're saying, what you just mentioned. I guess the first thing I want to say is your look is your calling card. So how you want to be perceived in your industry is really important. And, you know, we all know that first impressions are key, and it's 5 to 7 seconds, and someone has an opinion about you, whether it's right or wrong, they're going to look at you and decide if you're trustworthy or credible or know what you're talking about in your industry. So your look is your calling card. That's the first thing. And I think you really need to decide who your audience is, who your industry is. They usually will let you know in a nonverbal way how to dress. And for instance, if you're in finance, you can't come in with well, I guess you could do anything, but I mean, I don't think it would be deemed nice to come in with a leopard shirt and, you know, leather pants. And if you went to a client dressed like that, they may think you're kind of crazy and, you know, am I going to trust her with my money? I don't know. She looks a little crazy.
Yeah.
And I have seen that. Some mistakes that I've seen is women wearing cocktail attire during the day. And, you know, that's really, you shouldn't be doing that unless, I don't know.
You're just coming home.
Unless you have a place to go. But I mean, I have seen it. I was with a client one time we were shopping shoes in a major department store. And there's a woman who had on, I'm not kidding, leopard shoes, leopard print leggings, and a leopard top and a leopard handbag. And my client said, you need to go talk to her. You need to tell her that it's too much leopard. And, you know, I didn't, but you just have to be careful. You have to look at, you know, what the industry is saying, and you need to react to that. One big item that's kind of really, you know, on everyone's mind at this point is stockings. Do I wear pantyhose or don't I wear pantyhose? It's getting warmer out. And, you know, again, it's you have to go with what's interpreted in your industry. If it's very conservative, you might want to consider a very sheer, you know, neutral stocking. But make sure you don't have the line, you know, coming out of your shoe. Make sure it's not a stocking with, you know, a line at the back.
Right.
You know, it has to be something good. So I personally don't like stockings because I find them too binding and stick out, and just they're too tight and I can't breathe. And
we want you to breathe, Jean. All right. So easy on the accessories and the trends. watch the details. What about you, Terry? What do you have people wear when they take a photo? How do you get them to get dressed properly for a picture?
Well, I think most of it depends on the field, the industry that they're in, because I do photograph a lot of artists, and they don't necessarily, need the business look. They don't want the business look. Mm-hmm. And even so, so financial people, lawyers, medical people, obviously they have a far more strict dress code and appearance that they want to maintain. But lately there's been, a trend toward showing folks more, not necessarily casually, but showing some individual personality in their attire, even if they're a serious professional. For example, I have a shoot on Monday at a law firm. Mm-hmm. And we're going to photograph their team in varying shades of blue, because that goes with their website and their logo, their marketing materials. But we're doing a second look where each of the attorneys and assistants and whatnot are selecting an outfit that that they feel that they look good on, and it can be any color, because we want to show also that this law firm, they're individuals, they're part of the community, they're approachable, and so telling people what to wear for their photo shoots, there's not just one hard and fast rule anymore. But one thing I guess you could say is many times we want to go with solid colors, like all of us right here wearing solid colors. And it enables you to see their faces clearly and your eyes not jumping all over the place to crazy patterns or logos, names, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's one important thing, is wearing solid colors for sure.
Okay. Now, oh, look at that. Tina's husband just joined us.
Hi, Tina's husband.
Hello.
All right. So what about backgrounds, Harry, since we're talking about photos? And there's Tina. You could have the standard canvas background, different colors, black, white, blue, smushy. Or, my picture is actually against the outside of a building under stairs.
Yes.
And you do it by trees, brick walls. So how do you tie brand and image when you make a decision on background?
Well, we usually have discussions in advance that talk about, and I go onto people's websites and, I get a feel for, who they are, what they're representing. And we talk about outdoor shots. And some people really like to be represented in nature. And, they don't want architecture or, like brick walls or anything like that. And other people, industrial is, just really fits well for them. So, there's sometimes when there's a wing it factor happening, we didn't plan to go outside and, maybe the weather looks nice and I say, okay, you want to try this, and we just go for it and make some natural looking images. But oftentimes folks will select a natural looking image for themselves personally and put the more traditional headshot, into their LinkedIn profile or their marketing materials or, using it online and so forth. But many people don't do their headshots, every 6 months. So it's nice to have an extra image that portrays them more naturally, outside. And, and people even get copies for their husband's desk or their mother or things like that, so, but yeah, as far as branding, I always have conversations, with folks in advance and, we talk about what they're trying to impart and, see if they have a specific look in mind first. And if not, I suggest things to them and then we bounce back and forth, maybe they like this idea, maybe they don't prefer it.
All right. And what about for the people that are watching, what tips could you give now since they're not going to have a conversation with you necessarily? Would you say that the canvas background is for more traditional and conservative photos?
Yeah. I use a couple of different gradient colored backdrops that are in, you know, the neutral tones of gray and black and white, and blues. I find most people that want the you know, very traditional image, those background colors work well, and everybody can find something that matches that pretty much, you know, in their wardrobe or easily enough at a store. So yeah, for, you know, something to get out there first and you don't have anything else yet, I think using one of those backdrops is a really nice, clean, professional look.
Okay. So let's talk about accessories. And I see Robin just joined us, another photographer from Network Now. So
hello, Robin.
Feel free to jump on camera if you'd like, Robin. Not sure if you're done coughing or not. I hope you're feeling better. So you don't want to overdo accessories in a photo, and you do want them on brand. But what do you think, Jeannie, as far as what accessories would you pick for your clients based on their brand and style?
Exactly. For instance, when I was with Sue Geyer, I guess the week before she went to New York last week, we talked about, you know, something very subtle to go with her brand, something with color but not loud. She was being filmed, so it couldn't be, you know, I have something that's kind of sparkly and big. This may not be good for a presentation. So it's not as classic or as conservative as it needs to be, but it should be, you know, my feeling is if you're doing something in a very conservative environment, it should be a conservative piece, but not dowdy or boring. It should be relevant. It should be modern. It shouldn't be something that you've had 25 years ago, because they're usually heavier and clunkier and they just kind of look old. So I would keep it clean line. I would not do heavy scarves. I know I talked to Tina, I guess when you were at your house, I think, when she's doing her fun snippets on TV now for her gardening, and she's a tiny little thing. And I said, you need to keep it very simple, very clean, not all this around here because it's just going to eat and swallow you up. It needs to be flat. My top is very, you know, simple and flat, and it's, you know, I like blue. So, there's not a lot of lapels. There's not a lot of craziness going on. Terry talked about solid colors. I would say yes, because they want to see you and not all the craziness that's going on with what you're wearing.
Okay. So, what about if you're going to an event or out and about on a regular day, visiting a client? You change your jewelry up if you're not on camera?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely. And again, it has to be relevant with your industry and what you're doing and what your brand says. So, you know, if you are in a more conservative industry, go ahead and throw something on. It shouldn't be cocktail earrings, you know, spinally long cocktail earrings. That looks just crazy. A little stud is great. Something with color, especially we're transitioning into spring and summer. Throw in the tangerine, throw in the red, throw in the green. But it's got to be, you know, not this big obnoxious piece.
No jingle jangly bracelets.
No jangling bracelets. You know, and again, also think about, you know, during this transitional time, which is really hard to dress for transitional time, think about your outerwear too, because that's something that I've had a lot of women just sort of like, crap, I didn't think about what I was going to put on top of it. You need to have, you know, a trench coat classic, you know, just if you want to put your money into something that you can have for a long time and your budget doesn't allow for a lot of purchases, go with the trench coat. So coats are accessories. Shoes are huge too. And I always say shoes can kill an outfit. So,
right.
You know, think about what you're wearing for work. If it's conservative, then go with a basic, you know, neutral tone, beige pump or black. You can't go wrong with. Even navy is wonderful. Don't do pink, you know, floral shoe or a pink striped shoe. If you're heading into the medical field, it's kind of not going to work.
Yeah, tie it together. So let's kind of switch gears, talk a little bit about confidence, because it's kind of a confidence makes you look better, but when you look better, you feel more confident. So how does that translate on camera, Terry? I know you're very good at getting people to feel natural and relaxed and confident. And then it shows in their pictures.
Yeah, women are, most women are, very particular about how they look in an image. Like, they show up, they feel confident, they look good, but then they see a photograph and, they think they look terrible.
Yeah.
We're our own worst critics, and it's really a shame, because I think the rest of us look at people and we see them, and we see their strengths and their strong points and what we, admire or like about them. But anyway, when folks are first coming for a photo shoot, I usually have to deal with what they've had done in the past that they didn't like. And that's not saying that they had a professional photo and they, another photographer didn't do a good job. That's not what I mean. They typically have not had many professional photos done. Therefore, they don't like the way that they look in pictures. So I have to overcome that. And, the way that I do that is just try to talk to them a little bit, get to know them slightly, just try to get them to relax. When they calm down and they feel comfortable, then I'm getting their naturalness to come through and radiate on the camera. When that happens, you're getting the best images without a doubt, I forgot, though, your exact question. I'm rambling on.
Talking about confidence.
Oh, okay. All right. So well, confidence. Yeah.
Jeannie, what do you find in the confidence world when is it they bring confidence, which allows them to rock their outfit, or the outfit gives them confidence? Which way does it go?
Well, it's funny, when my clients get in contact with me, and I know women who are watching me and they're not ready to take the step into looking at their body type, trying to figure out which works best, how to dress them. So when they come to me, they usually hit rock bottom in a good sense, where they're just like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I know I need to change, whether they're either an empty nester, whether they maybe have lost some weight and they have a new body they need to fit for. So they come with me. A lot of times they're just like, oh, okay, what are we going to do? Can I do this? I had a client who was, I don't know how old she was. She's in her 50s, and she had lost a little bit of weight. Adorable, petite woman. And she said, just so you know, I can't wear jeans. I'm not wearing jeans. I don't do skinny jeans. I don't do this. I don't do that. And I said, okay, well, now I'm putting you in skinny jeans. And my job is to help women show what the possibilities are for them. And it's daunting. Jamie, we could be 5 hours trying on, feels like hundreds of pieces of clothing. But my job is to make them understand that it's not their body. It's how the clothes are fitting. So if I can teach you what cuts and silhouettes work for your body shape, no matter what size, if you're a 6 or 22, and I have clients all in that range, I literally get goosebumps when they walk out of the fitting room, and you can just see them light up. And I'm not kidding. I will say, oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps, and they feel amazing. I had and by the way, I did put that woman in her skinny jeans in two pair. And it's just the way she was wearing it. And anyone, any size can wear a skinny jean. And I will bet you, I don't know what, something, money, but I can show you how. You have to wear it the right way. That being said, I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and she was asking more about my services and what I can do to help her. And she was in the process of losing weight. And how long should she wait before we shop? And what happens if we shop and she loses more weight, or if she gains the weight back? Mm-hmm. And I said, you shouldn't give yourself the gift of clothing for losing weight, because you should feel good now. And you don't know what the future is going to be. So why are you giving yourself this huge, plateau to reach? Let's just do it now. Let's feel amazing now. Let me show you how to do it in any budget. Let's see how much you have to spend. But it kills me when I hear women say, well, I have to lose weight. I know that you will feel more comfortable about yourself, but no, don't wait to feel amazing.
So you get them in good outfits, good clothing for them, and that helps their confidence because they're not.
And it goes through the roof. And I bet you dimes to dozens that will give them the push and the oxygen to actually maybe lose some weight, because they're like, okay, damn, I look good and I can do it. And I have seen it, and it's the greatest. That's why I love what I do. It's so fun. So clothing, you know, it has to fit the right way. It has to be relevant to your industry. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, you know, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about posture and the way you carry yourself? You two have anything to say about that topic?
That's huge. And I think that comes with confidence. And I have seen women walk out of the fitting room and their posture completely changes. What
does a confident posture look like versus not? So you're like not slumped over and looking down. You're like,
yes.
Hey, people.
And in fact, you know, professionally, it has to be an eye to eye. Your head has to be up, and your shoulders just should be back. Not your like chest sticking out, but your shoulders should be back, and you're looking up and you're looking in the eye of a person. And a handshake to me is huge too. So, and then makeup is a whole another ball game.
Yeah. How many seconds is it? Do either of you know that statistic? How many seconds until somebody makes a judgment? It
takes 5 to 7 seconds for someone to make an opinion about you. And I find that's so fascinating. And another crazy statistic is, when you meet a stranger, 1,000 subconscious thoughts go through their mind about you, whether it's, you know, you're credible or an expert in your field. If you're, you know, wacky.
Oh yeah, it's totally true. You know, you didn't know me back in the 80s, but I love the 80s with my big hair. I used to do the blow dryer.
We all look like that now.
I would tease it up. I was like 6'4". I always wore pink. I looked like a rabbit.
Oh my God.
Everywhere. Really blonde hair, long nails, hot pink.
Yeah.
Jersey girl, right? So when my husband thought I was a total bimbo when he first met me.
Well,
I was like 20 pounds lighter. I would love the tight dresses. Oh yeah, I was one of those leopard dress girls.
It has to be in small quantities. Any animal print is what I love animal print, but it can't be.
I've got an animal print scarf.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
I think I'll have to pull out a photo, do a little throwback.
Yeah.
That should be your next party.
A throwback. I can't believe it though. So funny. Oh, so what about posture in photos, Terry? How does it make a difference with their image?
Well, it makes a tremendous difference. You know, if somebody feels good and feels confident, you know, I mean, that's coming across. And, you know, I teach everybody how to do that. It's very, very simple, you know, just a matter of, you know, what we're sitting on, what we're leaning against, you know, getting your breath and pulling yourself up in different ways. And then it's the way that the camera angle, you know, the way that I'm moving around the person, you know, as well to, you know, to look for what they think is their best side, you know, what I think is their best side and all of that. And when people are going through that in a photo shoot, they are immediately getting the sense that they can trust me because, you know, I'm imparting to them, I'm explaining what's going on, what we're doing. And they know that they have no experience in this and they don't have to worry. Just put it in my hands and I'm going to, you know, get the best that we need to do.
Okay. What about if somebody has their hand like this, does it mean something different? Is it more casual, more thoughtful versus like my headshot before the current one, maybe two before, was like kind of my head thrown back a little. So yeah, like that's more casual, fun kind of pose, I guess.
Yeah. But in a lot of our, you know, our different genres that we work in, that can be acceptable. You know, most of the lawyers aren't using those poses. Most of the medical people aren't using those poses.
But straight on, a conservative one would just be straight on.
Well, not necessarily straight on,
Or,
you know, somewhat of an angle. I mean, you know, straight on is more like a mug shot. It's not our best.
well, I like,
you know,
straight on with my arms crossed, standing up. That's kind of a fun, like, let's kick some ass.
well, yeah. And there's confident, you know,
Yeah.
with your arms crossed, you're strong, and, you know, you're imparting strength, and, you know, that you believe in yourself when you're in a position like that. So, yeah.
Okay, so when you have us pose for photos, you always tell us, I can't remember now, is it point 1 foot forward?
Yeah, I have people typically when they're standing and we're doing full lengths to put their weight on their back leg, their back foot, and turn their front foot toward the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little, you know, twist, creates a little bit of a curve, and it's much better than just, you know, blah, standing at the camera.
Right.
You know, I mean, it shows a feminine, you know, kind of a bend, and it just looks much nicer. And then people, when they see that photo of themselves, they like it better.
How do you have men stand?
Men are, you know, just like a tad more forceful. You know, they definitely put weight on one leg, but, you know, bending. I usually look for something for a man to lift their foot up a little bit, because it just kind of, you know, I don't know, gives them a little bit more strength. But if we're in a room and we're doing a bunch of businessmen, there isn't that kind of stuff around. So, and men are very good with keeping their shoulders up and back. You know, they almost look strong no matter what, you know. So they're easy to work with that way.
Okay. Let's talk about smiling. Because,
yes,
you know, whenever I'm taking pictures, which is at every event, some people don't smile, and then I take it again. I'm like, nope, you got to smile. You have to smile, because I want them to portray, like, show the people looking at the photo that they're having a good time and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's a place for dramatic imagery, you know, even in, you know, business style headshots. Some people do serious looks very, very well, and they can be commanding and engaging. But most of us look better with a smile. And, you know, we want to draw people in, like, you know, Jeannie said, it's our calling card. You know, when people see your photograph and they're making these judgments right away. So, you know, we want them to want to speak to us, you know, through a photograph. We want to impart that. So the smile really, really helps.
Yeah. What about props? I know, like, Jeannie's photo, she did it, like, all these shoes around her, for instance. When do you use props in a photo to help your branding?
Yeah, well, nowadays, you know, headshots are the necessary first step, but people are doing further imagery to show more about, you know, what they do. So, you know, if someone just wrote a book, you know, maybe we're going to, you know, hold up a book in a couple of shots, or if someone, you know, does, you know, something with, like the soulful kind of workshops and things, maybe they're going to bring like a long scarf that they wrap around their shoulders, and we can show some movement, some energy, something like that. You know, props can be anything, but again, they have to be related to make sense, you know? So yeah, whatever that is that makes sense for you, for your profession, for your brand, you know, incorporating that in is fun.
Right. Yeah, and we talked about background for still photos, but even background for, like, live stream. So each of you have really nice backgrounds. You have some of your work behind you. Jeannie looks like she's got her act together, because she just has really nice background there. And mine is just on brand because of the colors. It's clean, simple tops, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't think about their background, same as they don't think. So when you're thinking about your image, professional image, needs to be, how are you on live video? Because that is taking over. 2016, people, get on camera. Still images, and then in person. Yeah. Right? What else? Age appropriate?
Can I start with that one?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, that's always very interesting, and I'm never surprised at anything that I see. Women, most of my clients are, you know, I would say the youngest one is 40, and then they go up to probably 70, something like that. And I think a lot of women who do call me who are in that 40 age range and maybe not, they work, but maybe not even in a professional field, or really have a hard time understanding that they're not 16. And, the bejeweled jeans and the, shirts that are.
Tell us what not to wear once you hit 40.
A mini skirt.
Jeans.
A mini skirt. Okay, but everything has a little twist. Okay, a mini skirt. But if it's in the winter and you have black tights on, maybe with a boot over the knee, then that's okay. A mini skirt with nude hose and like pumps up to here, no.
Something else.
Just in that mind, it's just an awful scene for me.
Lots of rips in your jeans, like a little shredding is good, but not like
yes, a little shredding is good. You don't want your, oh my gosh, short shorts. No, forget that. With your butt hanging out in the back. I mean, when we dress, we need to look at our, backside as much as we may not want to, especially because we're getting older. You need to make sure that your butt is not hanging out and that your skirt isn't too short and that your shirt isn't like, buttoned all the way down or even those little tanks. If you could buy it where your teenage girl buys it, don't wear it. Don't wear it.
Good rule of thumb.
Just because they have it on the rack doesn't mean that you should be wearing it. And if you're thinking and wondering to yourself, do I look too old for this? You probably look too old for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So really low-rise pants are probably bad, but high-rise, you look really high. You look really old and dowdy and out of date.
Yeah, well, everything comes back. So, and everything can be done as long as the proportion is right and the drape is right. For instance, I personally, when I dress clients, I, usually go with the jean or the pant that sits right below the belly button. Mm-hmm. That really is the most comfortable. Around the waist, up higher above the belly button, is usually not as comfortable. But again, you don't want the muffin top, so you have to be careful about that. And you don't want your butt crack to show. I have to say that too.
Oh my God.
It just blows me away sometimes. I just take a double take and then I don't even know what to say. How can you not do that? I don't understand.
All right. So what else shouldn't 40 plus wear?
I guess since we're coming into summer season, just watch the bathing suits. You want to look classic, you want to look modern, and you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. So watch that. And if you do have a shirt that's maybe a little more risque, my blazers. A blazer is great. Just to cover up maybe so it's not as Gucci mama looking. Mm-hmm. And also, be careful of the makeup. If you scream like makeup, then you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't see your makeup if you're doing it right. It should be.
See mine?
Well, you can see mine too. It's not like, and Tara, you could probably, speak to this as well. Makeup is meant to enhance your features, not to cover them up and, scream, mm-hmm. Blush and crazy eyeshadow. And again, it's all about age and age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Terry, what do you advise your clients before they get a headshot done on how much makeup to put on? We're talking females here. So,
yeah. Well, some women, believe it or not, don't use makeup. And, I think you really need to use some when you're getting your photograph done. You want to even out skin tone for sure. A lot of people think, oh, we can fix anything in Photoshop, but it's a bad way to start it out because, we want to get it right in the camera first. I tell people, definitely to enhance their eyes a little bit, mascara for sure. If they're not a big lip color person, even just, a pale gloss is nice. It's a little bit of enhancement. But, we're putting bright lights into people's faces, and we're doing that for a reason because we want to have light shine into their eyes, and we want some depth and highlights and shadows and things like that. But without any color, you can look too washed out. So,
right.
you know,
I remember when I had my headshot done with you, I felt like I was like covered in makeup. I was so worried it was going to look like I was some crazy makeup person, but it came out great.
Mm-hmm.
They really did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're adding light. And so it's, you know, it reflects onto, you know, and away and gives you a bit of a glow. But, you know, it would be awesome if I could have Jeannie along with every photo shoot, you know.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm available. Let me know, Miss Terry.
We should arrange some kind of an event together. But yeah, I mean, I have women show up. We talk about clothing in advance and stuff, getting back to clothing. And yet people will come with their clothing unironed, or there'll be like little balls all over their sweater. And it's just amazing to me. I mean, headshots are not a lot of money. It's not a huge investment, but when you're taking the time to do that and you're going to put that forward, you know, adding the extra time to make sure you get the clothing right too is just so valuable. You know, I mean, when Jeannie and I were talking about this prior to being on the air a few weeks ago, what we might mention, you know, one of the things we talked about was when we see professional women, you know, in a speaking engagement and or a workshop, whatever they're leading in the front of the room, and all eyes are upon them. It's not just their expertise that makes us value what they're saying and makes us want to implement it. It's how they look. It's, you know, all of it comes into play. Their hair, their makeup, their outfit, their shoes, their confidence, how they present themselves, that whole entire package. And with so much competition in all of our fields, setting ourselves apart, not just in the amazing work that we do, but in, you know, what we bring ourselves, how much we take pride in our appearance. And, you know, I think that can just shift you to the bottom of the pack almost no matter what you say, you know, even if it's incredible. And then you get someone else on the stage and you're like, wow, okay, they look amazing. And you pay attention more. So, you know, all of the stuff that we put into planning, you know, our presentations, we should put into our outfits and all of that top to bottom. And then when we're having our professional photographs done, all of that as well, because we don't want to be just the best that we can be. We want to make improvements on that because we've got to separate ourselves, and visual is the very first thing that happens, you know, and it just amazes me. I mean, I've seen women with PhD after PhD and their hair is a wreck on a stage. I mean, you know, it just really, really surprises me that they don't take all of that into consideration, you know, before getting up there. So
that's really good points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jeannie, what about we have James is on, James Lucas, great cat.
Oh, hi, James.
Hi, great cat.
Do you have some tips for men on how to rock their style? So one thing he does, he has a purple shirt. But other than wearing like your brand color, what else would you suggest? So his whole thing is vegan, right?
Yeah,
so have like a natural look, I guess, right?
Yeah, and then that goes to his branding and everything. He you know, his clothing is vegan, so and he needs to wear it and live it and breathe it. Absolutely. Then men kind of have a little easier because their items have been a staple for years. I mean, it's a trouser, it's a belt, it's a shirt, and a jacket. That being said, there's a lot of variety out there for men. And again, it goes to your industry. Are you classic IBMers? Does it have to be a blue suit with a tie and a shirt? Even though I think it's like 30% of companies now are more casual.
Yeah.
So definitely that's the thing. But, you know, when you have a position of power, you can't have the wrinkled shirt. You really shouldn't have the you know, seams ripping or the yellow armpit stain underneath your white shirt. White shirt should be replaced, I think, like every 6 months, so the men know that. I come from a men background as well, and I really do love working with, I don't have men clients right now, but I loved working with men. They're very open to pretty much anything. Pocket squares are huge right now. You can really, your personality can come out in what you wear. And for men now, it's a pocket square. When you do wear a tie, it's a tie. There's a variety of shoes now for men, both casual, and the classic monk strap, in, wingtip kind of cap toe, a loafer. One thing I could say off the bat that men really should look at too are their jeans. Because you know how we have the mom jeans? Well, there are dad jeans out there too. The really big baggy,
faded,
the ones, and the ones that they've had in college. And I get it. I mean, I have a pair of jeans that, I just kind of roll out in, and I have an old pair of sweatpants that they're bleach stained, and, we all need that. So I'm not saying that. Maybe you just shouldn't be walking out in it, like out. I don't mean like walking the dog. I just mean out. But men, oh my gosh, t-shirts. Maybe Mr. Great Cat can wear one of his really cool t-shirts with a cool blazer, and
right, really, not just a t-shirt because you want to
right.
Respect the owner, but great. I like that a shirt. Yeah, but not too much. You don't want. I don't like men that are over 40 that are wearing all kinds of silly things on their shirt, like, beer mugs. And I'm like, come on, grow up.
Yeah, that's that appropriate thing going on too. And I get, I mean, I have my college stuff that I like too. I have my little sorority shirt, but I'm not going to wear it out because that just, I'm keeping it just because, But
comfort belongs on the couch.
Yeah. So, I mean, for men, again, it needs to be tailored. It needs to be just like women, relevant, modern, clean, watch the tags hanging out. Women, can I just say this one little plug that drives me insane? I saw it yesterday is, those loops that you get on your dresses and your shirt?
Oh, yes.
Cut them out.
Yeah.
It's like worse when you see someone walking by and she's got the loops hanging out. You don't need them. Who uses those? I don't even know who uses them. And cut the tag out of your bathing suit bottom too. That drives me insane. Cut your tags out.
Okay,
I agree.
That's my plug.
Heard it here. James, do you have any questions on what to wear? You can type it in the chat there.
I also have fun dressing him.
Yeah, huh? I like the idea of a t-shirt with a blazer for you, James. I think that would just to break it up so you're not always wearing the same purple shirt, which I do love.
Yeah, edgy, and very city and kind of like hippie, a little bohemian. Yeah. I could, we would have fun. Call me.
Yeah, I think that would be good. You want a little city edge to you because the whole vegan vibe is very relatable to the younger crowd, I think. Mm-hmm. You want to be able to relate to them. Everybody needs Jeannie's help. I actually switched my closets over this week, and I was moving things. I'm like, all right, when she gets in here to do the little audit, we'll see what she does. I got my things.
Yeah. I was going to say really quick about Great Cats. Since he is the owner and he is the CEO and he had founded this, it's really important when you're in that position, you do have to exude that authority. And, if he comes in and he's trying to sell his merchandise and he has on an old pair of jeans, and maybe it's not put together, as modern as it should be, they're going to kind of say oh, I don't know if he really knows what he's doing. So, so if you're, trying to really sell your business, you have to look like what you're talking about, and that whether you have no money in the bank, nobody needs to know that. They need to know that you have lots of money. They need to think you are very established.
Right. Yeah. It's more about the vibe and the style, not necessarily always matching the color. So
I
always walked around in turquoise, lime green, and hot pink. People would be locking me up.
Yeah, I'd be locking you up too
much. Yeah. So let's just wrap up with maybe tell us how you personally provide professional image assistance with your business. So Terry, for instance, Moment Photography. Mm-hmm. Let's plug the event, first of all, April 11th. If you're in the Bucks County, Pennsylvania area, Terry is doing a headshot event at Wycombe Vineyards. So go to networknowconnections.com and go to the events page, and you can get a headshot for a song.
Yes. Truly. Yeah.
So go ahead, Tara.
I love working at that venue. It's really fabulous because we can set up the indoor studio lights and a nice backdrop inside in the lovely winery, and then do some outside shots that are, you know, in the natural world. And I think we photographed both of you there. So
yes, that's right. Same day.
Yep. Yeah. Very, very cool place. What I do to help image, is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, in putting that best foot forward out there, imagery is, you know, I think it's just one of the most important things. But you need to see people like Jeannie first and be prepared, you know, thinking of that, you know, whole head to toe look, that what you want to impart, and that your clothing is, you know, clean and fairly new. You know, just going back to the men thing real quick, I love the modern look on men. Like, you know, when I see a man in a suit, and I know so many people have to wear them, but you can update suits, you know, like the cuts are a little bit different. The colors are slightly different than, you know, what's always been around. And it just gives a man, I think, you know, a better, you know, you give him another look, you know, and you don't want to brush him off because he's got an old looking suit. You want to, you know, pay attention because he's, you know, a little bit hipper and more modern. I like that Jeannie says modern. But anyway, so if you're coming to me and you got everything in place first, and then we're going to work with posing and with lighting and with neat camera lenses and angles and all those sorts of things to get you a collection of images, nice variety that you can choose from, and you know, and find ones that you love best, that you can be proud to put on your website or your profiles or your magazine articles or whatever you have. I mean, that, you know, it's awesome. You have a great shot there, and so many people don't. And so you're like, wait, why didn't they take the time to get a nice picture? You know,
totally changes your level of credibility and professionalism.
Yeah.
And it depends on how you want to be perceived. So for a while, I switched out and put the photo you took, just candid, of me at the podium. Yes. Because I wanted to be perceived as a leader, speaking, addressing, and leading a group. So I put that photo for a while. Then I switched it back to another headshot. And it's like each time you switch it, it's like the first time anyone's seen the thing, it's like hundreds of people are like, wow, I love it. So,
that's cool.
That's fun.
Very cool, yeah.
But please don't put a picture of your kids, your cat, or yourself obviously on vacation with the, you know, you see the water behind you and then a drink in your hand, or someone's arm around you. You're try to crop their hand out of your
Right. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Get a headshot. It's like the first thing people see. And if you put your logo, it's not good enough, because people want to connect with the person. They want to build relationships with you, not this hidden person behind the logo. So you absolutely need a headshot. It makes such a big difference online. So it's on your website, all your social media platforms, whether, you know, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Black, Periscope. There's so many.
Yeah. And it gives you more opportunity, you know, a great image, you know, shown gives you more opportunity. More people look, more people reach out, you know, it's just the way it is. We love to interact with nice things that we see.
Right. Absolutely. And if you're going to become a speaker, you need it for your speaker sheet. You need it to submit to an event planner. If you're going to be an author, you need it for the book back of the book. What is it? Book jacket?
Book jacket.
Jacket. Yeah. Some put it on their press, on their business cards. Like real estate agents seem to do that a lot. And the press, they want to see what you look like, so they're going to need a headshot.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so if you're trying to get any media coverage or get a book published, anything that's like next step up, they're going to check you out online. If you don't have a professional image, you're sunk before you've even started. They'll choose the competition because they just appear better. They look
better. Exactly.
Yeah. So Jeannie, Fashion Jeannie, tell us how you help your clients with their professional image, my friend. What do you do? Closet audit, shopping? What do you got?
Well, I mean, most of my clients start with a closet editing where I will go through and see what you own and we take the time to try clothing on and to see if it's still relevant or not. If it's not, we move it along, and I go through shoes, jewelry, time pending, accessories, undergarments. And then whatever's left over in your closet, I can restyle for you. And then as we talk, there are certain, basics that you need in your wardrobe, which are staples, which really every closet needs to start with a certain amount of staples. From there, then we can go shopping. And it's based on, I have women to ask, well, how do you know where we need to go? Well, it's based on what your business is, what you do for a living, what you're looking for, what your size is, and what your budget is. Mm-hmm. And, and then there's a lot of contact back and forth, with my client. Just, where are we? How much more of this do you need? When you have your basics and your staples, then you can start layering on fashion and color. Mm-hmm. So you need to dress for business, not for pleasure. When we're talking specifically about this blab video, it's, I know sometimes you have this really fun thing that you want to wear, but if it's not business appropriate, really just don't do it.
So what are those basics that you need? So when you first went through my closets, after you were done, there were a lot of hangers rattling around in the green.
No, you were good, Jamie. Actually, no, you were good.
And then we went out and got basic black boot, basic black pump,
yes,
black legging trouser.
Yeah, and depending on the industry, I would say in general, it's a black pump and it's a nude beige flesh color pump. It's a flat. It's a shoe boot. And it's one or two blazers, and it's a pair of trousers, whether it's a full length, full cut, or a crop trouser. And it's a couple of nice blouses. That's the basic. You need, a nice white shirt. You need a pencil skirt. Well, you don't need anything, but to make your life easier, you should have these things, 6 months down the line. I'm not talking about maybe buying it all at once, but, that's where I talk to my client, okay, so you need this pencil skirt because in your industry, it's a fantastic way to go. It's comfortable, believe it or not. And it's relevant.
Just change the tops and jewelry and it looks good.
Yeah, change the tops and jewelry, and a coat is very important. You need to think of what you're going to put on top of what you're wearing. Mm-hmm. Makeup, jewelry, and, for casual, it's the denim jacket, it's the jeans,
all right, let's talk about jeans on the bottom and denim coats on the top. I can't stand
it. Everything can work, if you do it a certain way. So if it's the same exact wash jean pant as it is the jacket, then that's kind of not good. But if it's clearly, right, that's bad. If it's clearly a different kind of wash, then that's much better.
Right.
If you don't know, just don't do it. Just throw on something else. A black blazer is probably important. A denim jacket, I said. And then as your closet becomes full, and the more full it becomes, the more options you have. For instance, in the morning when you are getting dressed for work, it's not going to be as hard because my goal is to get you with the basics first and then layer on the fashion and the trend. So when you get up in the morning, literally, boom, 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 and you have everything you need. And that could take up to a year to 2 years, to really.
Right. And then there's, for those of us on the East Coast, or Northern, you have the summer and the winter closets, right? So, James wants to know what basics men should have in their closet.
Okay, well, for him, let's just say for your industry, James, I would say a great jean, a great cargo short, because I'm thinking maybe you might be able to wear a cargo short more maybe during like a very casual event.
Can we talk cargo shorts for a second? How many pockets are okay for 40 plus?
It depends on where. Everything has a little rule. It depends on where they hit. Most cargo, I would say maybe down by the knees on each side is good.
Like a million pockets? I thought that was out, no?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Just one or two on the side of, on the side of the leg. And it should stick out. It should be sort of flat. It needs to be a little more tailored. And depending on what size your butt is, Um, if you're trying to cover up the butt, I'm trying to be nice about this. Go with a very flat back pocket. Don't go with puffy. If you want to make your butt look bigger, then you could add maybe a pocket with a flap on it. For James, blazers, t-shirts, jeans, a great khaki, great really walking sneaker, not a gym sneaker, a walking sneaker, and there's a difference. A great tie-up shoe, loafer type, men's inspired Oxford loafer tie-up for you. You could have a really fun, collared shirt.
That was weird. Okay. Is that good, James?
There's basics. It's kind of the same as it is for women. And you need a basic, black shoe, beige shoe, a blazer, a t-shirt, a white shirt, long sleeve, button up, a great pair of jeans, and a great khaki, tailored, city tailored.
Yeah.
Go on, but I won't.
Your jacket is very to be interpreted in many ways. So he loves to shop with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Any final points you want to make before we wrap it up?
I just want to say one quick thing is, I've had a couple of people, not a lot, a couple of people say, well, I really don't care how I look and I don't know why it matters. And, you're so full of yourself for thinking, not me personally, but they think that women are, too worried about their looks, and when they don't think it's really that important. It starts within yourself, and the whole idea is we want you to feel good about yourself and feel confident that you can walk into the world and do what you need to do. So
if your image is like, if you're 25 years old, perhaps, and your brand is edge punk rock and roll, wear the black stud thing, right. Ripped t-shirts and ripped jeans, but always wear that. Just what is your style, and wear that. Don't show up in pinstripe one day and then ripped jeans and stud belt another day, and
right,
polka dot pink the next day.
Yeah, the confidence and the self-esteem comes from inside as well, but on the outside, it really can help and translate, your inner happiness if you really feel confident on the outside. I don't care who you are. It's true. So don't even try and talk me out of it. So
yeah, I totally agree. And then capturing all that just boosts your confidence and your self-image even more. So as much as you put toward being your best, looking your best, documenting your best, it just all adds up and helps separate you from the rest.
Yep, I agree. Right. Why not give yourself an edge, right?
Truly.
Absolutely. So, Terry Yeagle of The Moment Photography, Jeannie Ream, Fashion Jeannie, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
Jamie Broderick, Network Now, White Glove Publicity. I will be back on Blab. I have 3 of them coming up. 4 of them coming up. Let's see. March 22nd, which is Tuesday, right around the corner. At 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be interviewing John Jantz of Duct Tape Marketing. We'll be talking marketing strategy. Do not miss this interview.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys can get face-to-face on camera with him and ask him anything you want about marketing. Where else can you do that? Right? Hashtag don't get this shit anywhere else. Okay. Okay. Wednesday, April 6th, I'll be talking with one of my consulting clients. He's a local business owner, and we'll be talking about Google AdWords. So if you want to learn about Google AdWords, jump on that. And then Wednesday, April 13th, I'll have some of the Step Into Greatness Conference speakers on with me. Our event is October 5th, which, yes, it's 6 months away. But hey, if you're not going to be in surgery, you need to be there, okay? Because it is going to be off the chain, as I say.
Oh, woo!
A lot of good people coming into that.
Oh my God. So Step Into Greatness, Visibility, Leadership, and Growth Conference, October 5th, Health and Wellness Center in Warrington. It initially started with having Lynn Seth of Lead Her Consulting is was the top speaker. And then we added Mari Carmen Pizarro to talk about soul goals. Mm-hmm. And then I threw in Aviva Meyrowitz, who owns Lights, Camera, Acting, to do improv for business. So when you're presenting yourself, networking, or talking from the stage, mm-hmm. you can be, throw a little improv in there once in a while, be able to think on your feet, but also present yourself well when you're speaking to others. And then Dan Cordell, who actually was Michael Port's acting teacher back in the day at NYU, he is on-camera coach. So he'll teach you how to be natural on video. So who doesn't need that, right?
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, you should have seen my first video. It's like, whoa. Terrible. All right, so then we decided, let's throw a media panel in. Why not? Because it's about visibility. So, of course, we brought in Gina Rubel of Fury Rubel Communications and Debbie Getz of Debbie Getz Media Connections. So the two of them will be on the panel. And then I was hanging out with Jen Fred from Fox 29 Philadelphia at Cryo Spa when they were covering cryotherapy. And she agreed to be part of the panel.
Oh, wow.
Then I texted Jen Gruber and I said, so Jen Fred's going to be on the panel. Want to join us? She's like, sure. So Jen Gruber will be there moderating the panel. So then I texted Marilyn Russell from 95.7 Ben FM Philadelphia and sent her the link. And she's like, how come I'm not the first one asked? So she'll be joining us as well, doing a special surprise presentation. And then Tracy Davidson from NBC 10 decided to come too. And I haven't heard back from Lynn Doyle yet. Luann Kahn is going to do a video to talk to the audience. And so is Petra Kolber. So we'll get some VIPs that can't make it are going to give us some video. So that's awesome. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Holy crap.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that's October 5th. So anyway, a few of the speakers will be on camera on Blab on April 13th. Okay? Yep. So get to networknowconnections.com/events and sign up for that conference. The tickets price goes up on April 5th. April 5th is the last day to get $60 off. All right. Then April 18th, Monday, April 18th, amazing VIP guest, Natalie MacNeil, who owns She Takes on the World and the Conquer Club and wrote a book called The Conquer Kit. She is going to be my guest. So to definitely jump on that one too. All right.
Fabulous.
That's it for now.
All right. Very good.
My
Thank
work
you,
is
Jamie.
done.
Thanks.
All right, ladies.
All right. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Have a good one.
See ya.
See ya.